Few months back, Realme unveiled their flagship killer, the Realme GT Neo that I reviewed 6 months earlier. But now I have here the latest and greatest flagship killer, or shall I call it their flagship killer 2.0, the Realme GT Neo 2. Currently, this isn't available globally and it launched in China a week back. The variant that I got here is the 8256GB model. You can get a lower one with 8GB RAM and 128GB storage, or the higher RAM model which has 12GB RAM and 256GB model. But I personally think that 8256GB is always the sweet spot. The color that I have here is the blue color, but you can get this phone in green or black too, if the blue one doesn't fit your taste. Anyway, I'll quit the talking and start the unboxing now. After setting up, we are greeted by the Realme UI 2.0, which is running under Android 11. As usual, we can see here some bloatwares, but they are easily removable. Google Play Store and other Google apps isn't pre-installed in this thing out of the box, but Play Store is easily installed here. I have a tutorial video that I will be leaving on the notification card here on the top right of the video. Moving on, the display packed in this is a 6.62-inch Samsung E4 AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10+, and 1300 nits peak brightness. It also houses the 16-megapixel selfie camera here on the upper left corner of the screen. The display can be also seen from the Poco F3, but the Poco F3 has a much larger display size, which is at 6.67-inch, and the punch-hole camera on the Poco F3 is smaller and it is positioned on the upper center of the screen. There is also a fingerprint scanner located somewhere here on the screen. Here on the back, we are greeted by the triple camera setup. In it houses a 64-megapixel main camera, 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and finally a 2-megapixel macro camera. We can also see here the back design for the blue color, which is really beautiful and stunning. It's flashy and truly eye-catching when reflected by light. Another thing that I like is that it's not a fingerprint magnet, or in simpler terms, it doesn't collect fingerprints that much. I really like this color, but if you want a less flashy look, the black color is the one for you. Here on the left side of the phone is the volume rockers. On the right side is the power button. Here on the top part located is the noise cancelling microphone. And finally on the bottom is the SIM tray, which only supports dual SIM, another microphone, USB Type-C port, and finally its bottom firing speaker. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, the speaker setup here is a stereo speaker setup. One is blasting here on the earpiece of the phone and the other one here on the bottom side of the phone. The battery here is a 5000 mAh battery and can charge up to 65 watts. 0 to 100 can be achieved in 36 minutes as advertised by Realme. First impressions on this phone is that its specs is comparable with the Poco F3, and the build and design of this phone is really modern and cool. The back camera layout and bump reminds me of the OnePlus 9 by OnePlus. Display-wise, is really good for its price, especially for the gamers out there, with it having a 600Hz touch sampling rate, which makes the phone more responsive to touch. But for day-to-day use and for an average user, it's not a big deal having that 600Hz touch sampling rate. Lastly, its pricing. I can't tell you guys the pricing since for markets outside China, the prices will vary on stores and sellers. But you can check out AHH Xiaomi Manila for our pricing. Facebook page will be linked down below, or you can simply search AHH Xiaomi Manila on Facebook and message us. Anyways, my video will end here and more videos about this phone will be coming out soon. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!